So this week, we thought we needed a counterbalance to the heavy. All the things, elections, racism, polarization, death, sickness, isolation, fear. Ugh, like they're there, but we're so tired of it all being heavy. So what have you done to lighten things up? Have you done any rituals in our household? Have you found any ways to embrace joy or mirth? Early on in the pandemic, Karen and I had kitchen dance parties. Not a real party with friends, just Karen and I, some really loud music, and usually some barking dogs. Lady Gaga, Shakira, Pink, the kind of music that makes you just want to sing really loud and dance around the floor. The dogs hated it, and we loved it. It is time we embrace the fun again in whatever ways we can. And that's what we're doing in this service. And I have no doubt that it is a religious concept. Diane Ackerman says, deep play is a fascinating hallmark of being human. It reveals our need to seek a special brand of transcendence with a passion that makes thrill-seeking explicable, creativity possible, and religion inevitable. Perhaps religion seems an unlikely example of playing, but if you look at religious rites and festivals, you'll see all of the play elements, and also how deep that play can become. Religious rituals usually include dance, worship, music, and decoration. They swallow time. They are ecstatic, absorbing, and rejuvenating. Play is a part of every single religious tradition in some way or another. I mean, just look at Christianity. Jesus's first miracle was really kind of a party trick, wasn't it? He turned water into wine. Can you imagine seeing that? How people must have been amazed and laughed and celebrated and wondered how that happened. St. Paul proclaimed himself a fool for Christ. Jews honor the Sabbath, that time to stop working and to take pleasure in life. Hindus say that the universe was created as Leela, which is divine play. Muslim Sufis teach through jokes about Mullah Nasruddin, a laughable sage or fool. And Sufis dance and spin with such joy and delight. Buddhists practice meditative games of breathing, attention, and joyful presence. Zen teachers poke fun at dogma, as in Master Feng's pronouncement, the Buddha is a bull-headed jailkeeper, and the patriarchs are horse-faced old maids. You can unpack that for a while. Reverend Steve Garnis Holmes says, who says God has to be so serious all the time? That religion can't have some fun, go on a lark, crack a good one? Who says God can't evolve a platypus instead of a woodchuck or a flightless bird just as a joke? We know that children learn by playing. In fact, it is their only job when you are a young child is to play. They learn how to discover their world, use their bodies, interact with others, and explore all kinds of ways of being. They play with their toys, their imagination, with others, and with games. When did we stop learning by playing? At what age did we stop? And at what cost? Today's service title, the Would You Rather, and the game that comes next, comes from a game that some of us have played with friends, like Carrie was talking about. And to be clear, like Carrie said, there wasn't always the cleanest version of this. But the game gives options, often extreme options, to see where we may land on an issue. Now, it's not real life. This binary is never actually something we'd ever experience in real life. Like, we don't have to choose between eating worms and drinking vampire blood. And we can use this game to recognize that binary thinking, this either or, that is not very helpful, and it can be a very narrow way of thinking. There is always space in between two extreme options. That's where your imagination comes in, to find the alternatives, to see what else there could be when only the extremes are given. This applies to our life as well. Despite what many of you might think, most people are not all Republican or all Democrat. Not everyone is all male or all female. We're finding out the incredible diversity that exists when we see the space between the binary of genders. Not everyone is all straight or all queer. Not everyone is all good or all evil. It's just too simplistic of a way to look at it. Not everyone is all conservative or all liberal in their religion. Most people have a balance in between, and it may change based on circumstance. So let's have fun with this game, but let us also learn from it. Let us remember how to play, how to laugh, how to explore, and let us remember that the construct of these extremes makes for a fun game today, but it is rarely how life really is. Let us savor the richness of our imagination and the possibilities of what could be. And may our laughter sustain us and remind us just how human we are.